A strike that's captivated our community and really the country for the past week. Local 12's David Winter looks at what specific changes protesters and community leaders want so we can all move forward.
We've had a week of protesters demanding change. We've had a week of city leaders promising change. What does that change look like? We assembled a panel of sorts and brought them down to the Freedom Center to find out. We begin with one of the apparent leaders of the Cincinnati protests, Manuel Foggie.
We can't keep tasing people to death. We can't keep beating people to death. And we can't keep shooting people to death.
Or suffocating people.
Or suffocating.
He says there needs to be legislation limiting the use of force by officers. He also wants to see more police officers interacting with the community.
And just talk to people. We need to have that talk. Just right when I was protesting, I was called the N-word by a Cincinnati cop. I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous.
Nothing has changed.
We then spoke with the cousin of Samuel Dubose, killed by a UC police officer in 2015.
We definitely have to screen these individuals. We have to weed out the good and the bad.
Christopher Miller is the head of education at the Freedom Center. He wants to see a racism curriculum in schools and in police training.
Where does law enforcement get the education and knowledge and understanding of this ongoing struggle between law enforcement and the black community? Are they getting this necessary training so they can have empathy?
City Council member PG SITTENFELD wants a fully funded citizen complaint authority, a renewal of the police reforms agreement, and legislation addressing social issues.
This is much bigger than a couple bad cops or a couple racist individuals. This is systemic, and that's where, affordable housing and educational equity and access to healthcare, all of these things are interconnected, and you can't pretend otherwise, right?
Because we're divided right now, and we don't want to be divided no more, and we're going to keep going and keep going and keep going until we get what we want.
David Winter, Local 12 News.